G'day you all, I'm Ray from Australian Image, and I thought I'd put together a short video to supplement my blog post about the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K camera that I received on Monday. I just wanted to go through a couple of things such as the lenses I plan to use with the camera and what I've done to create a rig to support the camera itself. On my left you can see a whole range of lenses. Most of those are from the old Olympus 4/3 days, ranging from a 90 to 250 f2.8 super zoom all the way down to a 7-14 f4 ultra wide angle lens, as well as a macro and a 600mm mirrorless lens. They're the main lenses that I plan to try out with the camera. I have a lot more, especially old manual lenses from Nikon and Minolta, but these will be the prime lenses that I want to see how well they work with the camera, and they're the ones that I've been using mostly for over the last 10-15 years anyway. Now, getting onto the rig, what I've done here is accumulated quite a bit of separate pieces from Camvate, SmallRig, Fotka, and I think maybe one or two other minor suppliers. The first thing you see in front of you at the moment is the matte box, which is a Fotka one. It's not too bad. It's generally made out of plastic, but with a steel frame or alloy frame, and works quite well. So nothing really to say about that. The filter you can see in front there is a Nissi variable density filter, something that I found that I really do need if I want to keep the f-stop fully open on bright days. And it seems to work reasonably well in the tests that I've done so far. Moving on to the side, you'll see the Fotka follow focus wheel that I bought for that, and it's a very, very good wheel. No slackness or anything like that on there, no free play. All the reports about its quality stands up, and it really does work very smoothly with the lens when set up properly. The handle that you can see is a Camvate one, very similar to the SmallRig stuff that's made, high quality, and basically it's really handy to hold the thing off when I take it off on the tripod, and gives a little bit of a better grip overall. On the back of the camera there's a Fieldworld F570 field monitor, really good quality, attaches to the camera quite well. You can split the scenery from the camera to the field monitor itself, very easy for focus assist with the peaking and giving the zebras and everything else, so that does work extremely well there in conjunction with the main LCD on the camera itself. You can see a Rode Video microphone on the top of the handle there, and there's also an Olympus LS14 audio recorder. I've got two on there at the moment because I'm not really sure which one I actually want to use until I've tested it out fully. I maybe end up using the Olympus audio recorder connected to the camera using its stereo mics on there, but that will remain to be seen. I've also got a Rolux V-mount battery there. Pretty essential. It came out, obviously the batteries on the camera last somewhere between 40 to 50 minutes at best, and that's not really going to give you much time. With the Rolux battery running the monitor and the camera, I should be able to get a good 6 or so hours of use out of it before I start running out, and that's using the batteries attached to the camera and the field monitor as well, so there's a bit of a backup available there. On the side you can see the Samsung T5 1TB SSD. It's really the only way to go is to have an SSD for recording video if you want to use the higher resolution rates. SD cards, while they might work, even the 256 gig card I've got there won't really hold much video at all, and I'm not sure it's certainly going to run some of the codecs because it's just probably not fast enough. And you can see the 14 to 35mm lens there. That's probably going to be my workhorse lens. It's really good, always been using that. So we'll see how it goes overall with that particular lens. The base plate that is right at the bottom holding everything together there is a Fotka one as well. Also generally fairly good, but only problem I had with that was the 15mm rails, the screw ends. I don't know what they've done with that design or manufacturing fault, but you can't put the safety end plugs into them at all. The threads are completely different, so I had to replace those with some SmallRig components. And speaking of SmallRig components, the cage that I've got there holding the camera together is a SmallRig one as well, with various bits and pieces also bought from SmallRig. I bought a lot of stuff off them. Their quality is outstanding, and the price is also incredibly good compared to some of the other stuff that comes up with brand names and so on. So highly recommend them all the way through. I'm thinking about getting a dedicated cage made by Small Rig, but at the moment this system seems to work well and I might end up actually using it. The system itself weighs about 7.3 kilos, as what you can see now. However, if I take the universal cage off with the camera, that drops down to half that, so it's not too bad moving about. So that's it as far as equipment goes. I haven't got any video to show you at this stage because the weather's been pretty awful, as it always is when I get new gear, and so if the weather does improve over the next few days or the weekend, I'll be taking some intensive testing and putting some of those results up. And the week after I'll be going up into the mountains for 4 or 5 days, and I'll be doing a story on our trip using all this gear, so I'll see how it holds up and how it performs. And the week after that I'll be publishing a story on that trip with inclusive video and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully it all works out, and hopefully you tune in just to see how things have panned out with the new gear.